Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmick. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. So, I've actually been picking up on a few new energy threads basically in the collective. So I'm going to go ahead and set a little bit more of a specific intention for this one. What spirit kind of came through and said before I opened up for this reading is that this is going to be a divine masculine, divine feminine reading. So that's what we're going to focus on. Normally for these messages, I'll just kind of open up and let the energy flow. But this one is more directed. So we're going to go with it. When spirit calls, it's, you don't have to answer, but it's good. It's good to answer. It's good to answer the call. All right. So with that, this is going to be a collective message. So it's not a personal. That being said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, use your own discernment, use your intuition. Yeah. So let's get into it. I'm going to take a step aside to let spirit pass through. All right. Thank you, spirit. Come through. Let's give this message. Oh, that was an interesting shuffle. So right now, what I'm picking up on, which I was kind of picking up right before I tapped into, it's kind of a scattered energy. So there could be a need to maybe do some grounding, do some journaling, do something to kind of clear your energy a little bit, because it's kind of a scattered energy. It's kind of got that all over the place type feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and ground in. All right, spirits. There's also, it's an impatient energy. It's a, yeah. So this is that, it's that energy of needing to do something, needing to make a move, needing to, um, yeah, it's going to be different for each of you, but it's definitely that, uh, yeah, impatient kind of, what's another word for that, spirit? Patient. Yep, not coming up with any other words. So we'll just stick with impatient. All right. Ooh. Okay, I'm kind of getting some tension in my heart space. So this definitely could have something to do with heart chakra activation or heart chakra opening. You could be working on your heart space at this moment. Maybe you've been focusing on that. Um, and of course, just, being a divine feminine, divine masculine reading, that, that's going to be a lot of heart space energy. And so right when I acknowledged it, there was like a pressure, and right when I acknowledged it, it lifted. So that was definitely part of this. Are we taking all of these? Alrighty dokie. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take a peek at that one. So right off the bat, what I'm picking up is, so we've got the Knight of Cups, which was in the most recent Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine reading that I did. It was actually the first one where I picked up on this energy and really channeled into it specifically. And so with this Knight of Cups, this is literally like bringing your cup of love to another person. Or if you're on the receiving end, it's receiving that cup of love. So if you are, again, I'm picking up that the masculine in this case is needing to come forward and open up about something. For some of you, I'm picking up that you already know this person. Maybe you were with this person and then something happened and now you're in separation. For some of you, this is a new person. So it's just going to depend on each Each one is going to be different. Um, hmm, anything else for this? No. Okay. So, okay. By moving into this energy and stepping into your strength, and I'm more speaking towards the divine masculine at this point. Um, pull into your strength energy and follow your intuition. Um, if you are, oh, that could be part of it. Okay. So for some of you, that kind of scattered energy, what that could be is if it's like the worry and the anxiety of what if my divine feminine doesn't receive this cup of love? What if they reject me? What if they aren't reciprocal in the energy, something of that nature? And the message here is to step into your strength and to bring this forward, because regardless of the outcome with your person, it's going to allow you to step into the sun energy. The sun energy is very, it's abundant, it's happy, it's bliss, it's and again, it's a masculine energy. So the sun is very much that divine masculine energy. And so really step into that place. And, again, I just heard this, know your worth. So, and that's for all of you watching this. Know your worth and know that this cup of love, when it comes in, this is more for the feminine right now. You're going to know this. You're going to feel it with every fiber of your being. And so definitely listen to your intuition right now. Um, for some of you, you're being called to get out of this hanged man energy. And with that, if you are in this hanged man energy, you have the key to unlock your bind, like your binds, your bonds. What spirit? That's hold on. You have the key to unlock the locks that are holding that are attached to these chains. There we go. There was a flood of energy, so blah, blah, blah. Hold this in. Okay, so for some of you, there's this dual energy right now where you're excited, you're super excited for this, and also there's an impatient energy, but there's also the worry and the anxiety. So you're being called to shift out of that worry and that anxiety and do your best to release it. Step into your worth, know your worth. That's, step into your solar plexus. Which again, I'm being drawn to the sun here, which is solar plexus energy. It's yellow. It's right where your belly button is. And that's where our confidence sits. That's where knowing your worth sits. You're also being advised to take the leap. So take the leap in love. So cheesy and amazing. So take the leap. For a lot of you, I'm feeling you're going to be, again, I picked this up in the one that I did. I think it was yesterday. Um, you're going to be pleasantly surprised for most of you. Again, because it's not a personal, there's not much in the way of an outcome that's coming forth right now. What is coming forth is that most of you are going to be pleasantly surprised when you take this leap. And if you're on the receiving end, you're also going to be pleasantly surprised when you step into your worth and when you remove the anxiety and the stress and the worry around it's that when is it coming in? I want this so bad. It's that it's the more you're focusing on the lack of it, the more you're putting resistance in it. So if you're on the receiving end of this and you're calling in your divine masculine at this time, and again, feminine and masculine, I'm not talking about gender, this is an energy thing. Um the divine masculine is going to be the one who's in that more, we can call it a chaser energy. It's more action oriented. The divine masculine is the one that is moving towards the feminine. The feminine is on the receptive side. And just listen to your intuition and you're going to know which one you primarily embody. For the Seven of Swords, I'm being told to take a peek. So give me just a minute. Okay, so the main message here with the Seven of Swords is don't jump to conclusions. So whatever the situation you're in the midst of, it appears to be maybe more complicated than it appears to be. However, with the rest of these cards, know that the universe, there is an element of divine timing, there is an element of divine guidance here. And so even if it appears to be extremely complicated or there's more to it than meets the eye, something of that nature, don't allow that to stop you from either stepping into this energy of bringing in your cup of love or from receiving your cup of love from whoever that is. So with that, I'm going to get a little more clarity on exactly what that thread is. What is the Seven of Swords? Four of Swords. Okay. And we've got the Lovers. Okay. Okay, that's not part of this. Okay, so for the Four of Swords, I mean, just a minute here. What is the clarification of the Four of Swords? Okay. Ah, okay. Thank you, Spirit. So, with the Four of Swords coming out on top of the Seven of Swords, what I'm picking up is that for a lot of you, um, looking at the situation as from the lens of it's extremely complicated, there's more to it than meets the eye. Um, maybe for some of you, it's been years. And so the thought of moving towards this person is scary, basically, because it's one of those like, I haven't talked to this person in years. Do they even feel the same way? Am I going to be laughed at? Am I going to be rejected? Something of that nature. What could be happening is you have been in a rut, basically, and staying in that energy of worrying too much about it. And in the message here, depending on which side you're on, whether you're the masculine or the feminine in this situation, know that the divine in the universe, God, whoever you work with, there is always solutions and pathways that the human doesn't really comprehend from our viewpoint. And so even though it may look like, okay, so the image that I just got was that it looks like there's this huge mountain to climb and to go over. And Spirit is saying, there's like this little hidden route to go around it. And it's not going to be as treacherous and everything as it seems, but you have to take that first step and trust in the divine to help you move along this path. It's not as complicated as it appears to be on the outside. And so do a little bit of rest and rejuvenation if you feel like you need to. And that's going to help clear your energy. And then just continue to listen to the divine on this path, because there's hidden routes. I just saw some like hidden passages too. So like there's hidden passageways to get to the Nine of Cups and the Lovers, which is, it's a wish fulfillment in love. That's like as literal as we can get with this message here. I mean, this is literally wish fulfillment in all sorts of areas of life. And especially with it being the Lovers card out here, like this is literally a wish fulfillment in love. And so focus on this. Focus on wish fulfillment in love. Focus on what this looks like to you, what this feels like to you. Um, what I just heard too is for some of you, there's going to be a specific person that you're wanting to reconnect with. For some of you, it's more open ended. For those of you where it's open ended and you don't have a specific person that you're kind of in, um, I heard an entanglement with, which could be a quantum entanglement, soul contracts and things of that nature. If it's not a specific person that you're needing to move towards or allow communication in from, focus on the energy of it. So when you are focusing on this wish fulfillment in love, focus on how it feels. How does it feel to be with your divine counterpart? How does it look as far as, do you guys go hiking together? Do you guys go grocery shopping together and pick out food because you both love to cook and you enjoy spending that time together? Um, do you sit out in the backyard and watch the birds? Do you stare at the stars together? Different things like that. And with that, when you're focusing on that energy, and again, you don't have to know like which person it is and all of that. Just focus on the energy of your divine counterpart and how it feels to be with your counterpart, how it feels to have somebody who reciprocates your your love, who appreciates the things you do, who appreciates your love language, who appreciates your little quirks and things of that nature. Maybe you guys have a fun banter. Um, and then also, think about what it is with that other person that you're excited to appreciate about them. Maybe it's their little quirks and things of that nature as well. And when you focus on that energy in that way, that's kind of a manifestation hack where you can bring it in and you're not in a resistant energy when you're focusing on it like that. And don't get so when you're focusing in your when you're visualizing, if you feel yourself starting to get into this like, well, would it be like this or would it be like that? That's your sign to start looking at something different. Because when you start to do that, that's when you're building resistance in your manifestation. So when you feel yourself start to do that, shift it back. And what that can be is you get less specific. So sometimes when we get more and more specific, the human ego part of ourself comes in and is like, well, would this person be taller or shorter than me? And would I like it if it's this or that? When you find yourself starting to do that, and this is indie manifestation, pull back and get less specific and just like, oh, nope, we're going to focus on the energy of how it feels. And that's a way to really embody this energy and it will allow it to come in. And if you are the one that is more in your masculine and you're needing to go towards your feminine, still do this, because what it will do for you on your end is by visualizing like that and still allowing that energy to manifest and allowing yourself to really tap into it, it's going to help clear the path. clear the path for you to make your move towards your feminine. For some of you, you don't know, like, you don't have a who yet, as far as is who this other counterpart is. And so just focus on the energy. For those of you who do have a who and you do have a person that you're focused on, um by still focusing on that energy of what it will be like, even if there is a person that you have in mind, if you still just kind of allow it to be open, it will put you in that same frequency to attract the counterpart um that matches that manifestation, basically. Okay, hold on. Phew. Let's come back into this energy over here. No, this is wands. Okay. Give me just a minute here. Let's see. Then we've got the Two of Wands. Okay, yeah. So this is that energy of contemplating. And it says it's good to spend time contemplating your options, but sooner or later, you're going to have to choose one. Which direction pulls most strongly? Okay, so for some of you, this is a call to get moving, basically, to pick one and move towards it. So for some of you, that's going to be literally, picking a specific person and moving towards that person. For some of you, it's going to be, never mind. That thread just went somewhere. It'll come back if it's meant to come back. Um, so this, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit. So, what I picked up is this is actually going to be for a select few of you. And the message here is to pick a path and move towards it. So if you've been kind of debating, like, an example that I just heard is like, for some of you, if you're like, do I go towards this person from my past, or do I just completely release it and go for somebody new? If you've been debating and debating and debating, this is your call to just pick one and to release the other and to just go for it. Beautiful. Okay, well, with that, I don't feel like anything else wants to come out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I really hope that this helps. I hope this gives a little bit of clarification, maybe a little bit of guidance. If so, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to see more messages from me, you can hit that subscribe button. It is free, it doesn't cost anything. And feel free to like this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.